and it is being recorded. Now
Okay,
it is.
thank you. And at the end of the Zoom, Ms. Renata, I will pass it back to you for any questions from the audience, okay? Thank you. So let's get started, everyone. Again, my name is Anil Ramchariter, and Stacy did a great job pronouncing my last name, so thank you for that. And it's my honor and privilege today to do the GWT corporate training as a regional ambassador with Global Well Trade. And what I will be covering today is very, very critical if you want to build a global business. Okay. Now I know there may be guests on this Zoom from other companies that are getting on to learn. Maybe you're looking at possibly partnering with us in GWT, or there may be people on the Zoom who have been with GWT for many, many years, and maybe you're stuck and your business is not growing or your business is shrinking, and you want to get unstuck. You want your business to get explosive. So understanding this training or the information I'm about to cover is absolutely critical for you to get your business moving and rocking and rolling again. Now, a few little notes before I continue. First of all, welcome everyone to the Zoom. I want to commend all of you for taking the time to be on the Zoom today. You could be doing other things. I know here in Toronto, it's early in the morning, it's chilly outside, it's not warm anymore, summer is gone. And I want to commend all of you for getting up early and taking care of kids and walking the dog and making sure breakfast is on the table for the family, and you're on this Zoom. So I have so much respect for you. And that's one of the personality traits that you need in order to be successful in any business. You need to be disciplined, structured, and organized. So I want to commend you for that, because there are other people that could be on the Zoom right now. They've known about it for days and they're not. So that's what separates you from everybody else. So that quality you want to continue feeding. You want to continue building on that quality. And that is someone who's reliable. You honor your word. And when you say you're going to do something, you do it. So please make sure, again, you're in a quiet place. You're able to take notes. I'm going to be asking you to do some stuff on this Zoom in reference to this training. So please be alert to that. Stay off Facebook, stay off your phone unless you have to attend to an emergency. Let's get through this training. And of course, it's being recorded. So for people on your team that missed it today, for whatever reason, you can send it to them so they can watch it later. So let's get started with our training, everyone. So when it comes to personality types, it's very important to understand on the entire planet, there are 4 basic personality types. It's that simple. There's 4. It doesn't matter where you are. You could be in Europe, Africa, South America, North America, Australia, Asia. It doesn't really matter. There are 4 basic personality types when it comes to human behavior. And this is very important to understand as you build your business. Okay? Now, as I go through these personality types, here's what I want all of you to do. I want you to start writing a list of people's names that pop into your head that match these personality types. Now, it doesn't matter if you've spoken to them about your business already or approached them about the products. Write their names down again, and I want you to write near their name the personality type. Does that make sense? Okay? So this will enable you to have 100% enrollment in your business. Now, that's a lot to say. That's a lot to say, 100% enrollment? Wow. Well, I'm going to teach you something today that will give you 100% enrollment, either having someone as a customer or having someone as a business partner. Okay, if you follow exactly what I teach you here. Okay, now remember, everyone's unique in the world. Now, what does that mean? That means you cannot approach everybody in the same style that you do, because you may be 1 or 2 dominant traits of what I'm about to cover. That doesn't mean that you can approach everybody the way you are. Okay, so it's very important for you to observe and pay attention to who you're talking to. One of the most important things, so write that down. I must pay attention to who I'm talking to. In other words, you always want to keep your audience in mind when speaking. Now, what do I mean? Well, I've spoken on university campuses, colleges. I've spoken at business seminars. I've spoken in boardrooms. I've spoken on yachts. I've spoken in front of, on school auditoriums. I've spoken to teachers. I've spoken to lawyers. I've spoken to all types. I've even spoken on stage at large conventions. And so it's important when speaking and when connecting with your audience that you cater to their listening. One of my mentors taught me this years ago, and it resonated with me. Like he taught me this almost, I would say, 15 years ago. I remember I was sitting in his living room, and he was one of the top people in a business I was in. And he said to me, Anil, let me teach you something about human behavior. Okay? He goes, you want your message to always land 100% with people? And I'm like, obviously, yeah, I'd love to have that. He says, listen to this. Nobody cares about what you have to say unless they care about what you have to say. So let me repeat that. Nobody cares about what you have to say unless they care about what you have to say. So you must speak to people's listening. Very, very important. You must master speaking to someone's listening. And for those of you that are parents or married or dating, I'm sure you understand this. Have you ever gotten into an argument with your spouse or significant other, or your kids don't listen to you? Well, it's because you're not speaking to their listening. Very important, okay? So understanding the personality types allows you to adapt your approach to their preferences. Because remember, everyone has different beliefs. Everyone has different opinions. Everyone has different likes and dislikes, different views. In fact, think about it this way. Just picture everybody on the planet wearing sunglasses. However, as they look out through those sunglasses, their view of the world is not your view of the world. Their view of the business or of business is not your view, is their view. Now, it doesn't mean everybody's view is wrong and your view is right. It means everybody's view is different. A belief is just an opinion. A belief is not right or wrong. It's just an opinion, right? So it's important as you go through life and building your business to acquire customers and business partners that you adjust your view or you adjust your focus. In fact, I have found it very beneficial over the years to take on other people's views and beliefs and not just be dogmatic and stuck to mine. Because my views and my beliefs only give me one view of life. It only gives me one outlook on life. However, if I take on other people's views and look at things differently from other people's standpoint, I find my life improves. My life gets better. And over the years, I've actually had to get rid of some of my views because they were not serving me. They were not empowering me. They were not aiding me in my business. I had to get rid of them. Because just because I have a view and opinion from birth all my life, because of my upbringing, my traditions, my background, where I was born, my parents, whoever raised me, it doesn't mean my views, my opinions, and my beliefs are powerful and serve me. It's just a view. It's just an opinion. And I'm sure you would agree with me, and some of you are going to chuckle. If some governments and some powers in the world would adjust their views, we wouldn't have war, right? We wouldn't have pain and suffering that we do. And it's possible that everyone would get along. There'd be enough for everybody. We'd have abundance on the planet, and everybody would get along because we adjusted our view, we adjusted our opinion, we adjusted how we looked at someone and look at things from their standpoint. So it's the same in business. It's the same in business. It's understanding people. Very, very important. And if you take the time to master this training, ladies and gentlemen, I promise you, starting from right now, because yesterday is gone, starting from right now, your view can get adjusted. Now, I didn't sleep last night. I haven't been well the last few weeks, and so I was up all night in a lot of excruciating pain. However, I made sure I'm on this training today. Now, I'm still in a lot of pain. However, I gave you my word I'd be on this training today. So even myself, I'm constantly adjusting my beliefs and my views so that I can continue serving people. It doesn't matter if I didn't sleep, if I'm in pain, that's irrelevant. What's more important is I gave my word to you to be on this today. So maybe one of the things you may want to work on is your word you give to people, or your word in your business, or what you're up to. If you say you're going to do something, does lack of sleep or pain take you out of the game? Maybe that could be one of your beliefs that you can adjust. That, wait a second, I gave my word here. So whether I sleep or not, or I'm in excruciating pain, I'm on this training. Does that make sense? So Master at being all four types to appeal to everyone. Very, very important. You want to master this. Now, by mastering this, will also improve your quality of life with your family, your friends, your children, your co-workers, your business partners, people you are in joint venture with in business. It doesn't really matter. It will help you improve your quality of life. Okay? So this training today is not just about you getting customers and business partners. It's about you having an overall improvement in the quality of your life. Now let's start. Let's have some fun today. As all of you know, and for those of you that are new on this Zoom, are new to our company, GWT, or those of you that are guests on this Zoom, as you get to know me, feel free to add me on Facebook and message me, reach out to me. I'd love to mentor you and work with you because I love empowering people. You will get to know that I'm a nut. I'm a goof. I'm a 5-year-old as I go through life. I don't take myself seriously and I love having fun. So this is one of the most fun trainings I love doing because it's so interactive. It gets people thinking, it's hilarious. And so as we move forward, let's have some fun today, okay? So personality type 1, these are the sharks. They are actually referred to as a word called choleric, and I'll touch more on that as we go through, but this is very powerful. So as I start the trainings now around the personality type, start writing down names of people you know in the list that's going to come up on the slides concerning their personality type. So sharks, do you know any? They're usually self-driven, strong, competitive, loves recognition, money motivated, powerful presence when they walk in the room. They're influencers, they're top performers, they're leaders, they're selfish. Do you know anybody like that? Well, usually they're CEOs, pro athletes, top network marketers. Anyone who's a top performer in multi-level marketing, direct sales. They're founders, trainers, implementers, gamblers, gamers, politicians. Do you know anyone like that? Start writing those names down. It could be family members, co-workers, people in your community, maybe people that are part of your board of directors, people you've known from the past. Now, I am dominantly shark, as you can probably tell, okay? Sharks are usually people that have a strong presence. When they walk in the room, everybody turns and looks at them. They command respect. They are powerful. They are confident. When they speak, people listen. So think of people that remind you of me. Write their names down. Miss Stacy Renata, definitely a shark once you get to know her. Very, very sweet lady, but definitely not someone to mess with. You may want to write down anyone that reminds you of her. Okay, any powerful ladies in your life, write them down. Start writing that list, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, this is an interactive training today. Let's move on to the second personality type. These are usually the whales, type 2. They're peaceful, phlegmatic, and I'll explain what that means later on. They're usually people that are caretakers. They're giving, caring, accommodating, nurturing. They want to save the world. The tree huggers, right? Great listeners, can be a leader and a team player. Okay, they are usually community leaders, charity leaders, coaches, social workers, teachers, volunteers, politicians, counselors, nurses, doctors, paramedics, caregivers, firefighters, police, Greenpeace members, military service. They all could also be members of UNICEF or World Aid. These are the people that go to Africa to build homes, or South America or Mexico. They're involved in hurricane relief. They fly out and go to Haiti and Dominican and other places because they want to give back and help. Okay, for example, Bill Gates, definite whale. He's on the world scene right now working to find a cure for malaria, world hunger. Richard Branson, definite whale. Okay, Oprah, whale. The late Princess Diana, whale. Mother Teresa, whale. So can you think of people in your life that are whales? Write them down. Write them down. Start writing those names down. It could be a member of your family that's very giving and generous. Okay, they're always there. If the family's in a crisis, they're the first there to show up. Can you think of the whales in your life? Start writing their names down. You might be a whale. Okay, so write that down. Okay. Let's go to personality type number 3. These are the dolphins. They're considered popular sanguine. Okay, that's the term. I'll cover that again in a few minutes. Personalities. They're fun-loving, happy, love recognition, wears bright colors, life of the party, leaders, positive influences. So they're usually party organizers, event planners, vacation planners, models, radio and TV personalities, athletes, gamers, astronauts, anyone associated with anything fun. You know, maybe they're the one that organizes all the Christmas parties for your work, where you work at the office. Maybe they're the one that pulls together school functions for the kids. Maybe in your family, they're the one that organizes everyone for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Okay, can you think of anyone like that? Maybe you are a dolphin. When you go through your closet, does it look like a rainbow? It's full of bright colors. Maybe you have amazing shoes, right? Or you wear bright lipstick, or you always have to go get your nails done in insane colors. Like, that's a dolphin. Because wherever you go, you want attention. Wherever you go, you want attention. You want to stand out. You want people to pay attention to you. Start writing those names down of the people you know, and when you write those names down, put dolphin next to it. Okay? Now let's go to the 4th personality type. These are the urchins, and they're perfect melancholies. Okay? They're detail-oriented, organized, structured, well-informed, all about the facts and figures. They love numbers, analyzers. They wear neutral colors, introverts, you know, boring, plain, not loud, you know, very quiet. Well, they're usually accountants, lawyers, stockbrokers, bankers, programmers, teachers, online marketers, inventors, government workers, financial planners, news reporters. Are you guys getting the drift? Like, can you start thinking of urchins in your life? Some of you are probably laughing, going, oh my God, I'm an urchin, right? Start writing those names down. For those of you that know Mr. Rene Liao, our national ambassador, definite urchin. You know, he knows comm plans inside and out. There is no comm plan of any company in the world he doesn't know. Very detail oriented. He will sit with you for 2, 3, 4 hours and answer all your questions. Yet he's the youngest millionaire in our company. So even urchins can be top performers. So if you can think of anybody like our national ambassador, write their names down. Because urchins, dolphins, whales, and sharks, usually they can become a top performer once they figure out their personality type, once they get in touch with that. So this training today is not only for you to identify the sharks, whales, urchins, and dolphins in your life, it's also to help you get in touch with yourself so you can perform at a high level, so that you can understand more about yourself. One of the greatest things I ever did for myself, ladies and gentlemen, years ago, is I took seminars on how to understand myself, how to master a nil, how to really, really, really be in touch with myself. Because I came from a past where I didn't know myself. I didn't know how to be with myself. I didn't know how to love myself. And when I mastered that, everything opened up for me. Because once I got to know myself and understand how to develop shark, whale, urchin, dolphin with myself, everything transformed for me. Because now, once I had a good relationship with myself first, then I was able to go out there and have a great relationship with others. Okay, so this training is going to help you to master that. So, are you getting the drift? Are you getting the point about mastering being all 4 types to appeal to everyone? Now, why is this important? Well, like I said, you want to be effective in your conversations with people. How many of you believe, and you can put your hand up, you know, even though we can't see you, that what you have to offer, what you have to share, what you have to communicate is very important? Obviously, or else you wouldn't be involved. Okay, now let's take this outside of business. How many of you in your life feel you should be heard? That you got something important to say? That what you say matters on the planet? That you want people to listen to you, to respect you, to take you seriously because what you bring to the table is of amazing value? Yes, Obviously. So it's important that when you speak, you want people to listen. You want people to take you seriously. Each personality type is wired a certain way to take action based on the conversation they are having. For example, a shark does not care about facts and figures. I know because I'm a dominant shark. You go over a comp plan with me or start telling me about facts and figures, I start yawning. And then my mind goes to racing in a Ferrari on the Autobahn, and I'm clueless. Like I'm not even paying attention to you. Okay, that's a shark. A whale is not necessarily interested in creating wealth. No, most whales are not interested in money. That's why people who are dominant whale are usually broke, or their place is in a mess, because they're so focused on helping other people outside their home that they don't pay attention to their own home and their own families and their own finances, okay? Because they're so busy saving the world. A dolphin is all about fun. All about fun. That's why when you watch the news, you'll see dolphins always have cuts and scrapes on their bodies, or they usually get into trouble, maybe with the propeller of a ship, or they get beached, is because they're so busy having fun and galloping and skipping in the water that they don't pay attention and they end up getting hurt or killed, okay? So dolphin is all about fun. An urchin is not excited by money, recognition, or fun. As you can tell, the urchins are usually very boring, okay? And so they're not excited or motivated by money, recognition, or fun. So you can talk to an urchin all day long about money, how great they can become, and about having a lot of fun. And again, they're cluing out, they're yawning, they're probably like, their mind's traveling to maybe a boring convention in Las Vegas where they're sitting in an auditorium with 500 people taking notes. Okay? And they don't care to be by the bar or the pool or the slot machines. They just want to sit in the auditorium because they love conventions and seminars. Those are the urchins, okay? So again, start writing and keep writing names down of people you know that are shark, whale, dolphin, urchin. Now, usually I don't teach scripts because I don't follow scripts. It takes that human natural behavior and human natural function out of the equation. However, scripts are important for guidelines, okay? So here's a guideline when dealing with the 4 personality types, okay? It's just a guideline, okay? It doesn't mean you have to become robotic and repeat this. Now, why is this script important? Well, for a lot of you, you have what's called mentors. You have people that are part of your business that have been in before you. They have a level of success. They have a level of experience. And so when building your business, because you're brand new, maybe you were taught to introduce your prospects to them. Or while you're learning, you want them to assist you building your business until you can master your business, and then you can take over and continue building. So this is a script I've used for almost 20 years when introducing my mentor to prospects. So once you connect with a prospect and you figure out that they're shark, whale, urchin, dolphin, and you now edify your mentor and you're bringing them to the table for a coffee meeting or a phone call or a Zoom or an introduction, here's a script that'll help you build massive and make you a lot of money when introducing your mentor. So master this, okay? So let's just say you're speaking to Bob. He's a prospect. Hey, Bob, look, I really appreciate you taking my call. I really appreciate you sharing with me about what's going on in your life. And I really appreciate you being open to listening to my mentor. Wait till you see what I'm up to and the people I'm learning from. My mentor, I will be putting on the phone with you. 1, loves making money. So you've touched on shark. Loves empowering people. You've touched on whale. It's all about having fun. You touched on dolphin. And he or she has 100% of the information. So you've also touched on urchin. And they have information on what to do. Now, why is this script powerful? Well, you see, it doesn't matter who you're speaking to on the planet. You've just touched on 4 personality types. Just in case you misread or you misinterpreted your prospect and you're not really clear on who they are, You want to make sure as you bring your mentor to the table, the person working with you, the person that's guiding you and teaching you how to build your business, that you let your prospect know that they have all 4 personality types. Now, you don't have to say the person is shark, whale, urchin, dolphin, because your prospect doesn't understand that. You just want to say they love making money, love empowering people, they're all about having fun, and this person has 100% of the information. This is very important, ladies and gentlemen. I have been on calls and I've been introduced by people who don't say this. They will say stuff like this to a prospect. Bob, I'd like you to meet Mr. Anil Ramtrader. Oh my God, he's amazing, he's phenomenal, he's funny, and he's from Trinidad. And I turn and look at them and go, and without even saying it, I'm like, you didn't introduce me proper. So now this is awkward. This is awkward. You've just made both of us uncomfortable. Or people will say to me, introducing me to someone, hey Bob, I want you to meet Anil. He's cool, he's fun. Him and I hang out, and he's one of our top leaders in our business. And he's one of our top money earners. And I look at them and I go, and I say to myself, wow, you did not introduce me properly to this prospect. Now I have to do damage control. Because now the prospect has arms folded, looking at me sideways, going, who's this clown? Who's this person? Is he a sharp salesperson? Is he going to take my credit card and sign me up in something I don't want to be in? Is he going to be slick? So already you've put a wedge between me and the prospect. You've put a gap between me and the prospect. You haven't brought us together. Now, here's something I want to teach all of you, okay? This is a disclaimer, like, you know, red lights going up, beep, 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 right? Write this down. I will not introduce a prospect to my mentor unless I am clear about my prospect. Whether they're shark, whale, dolphin, urchin. I will not put a prospect on the phone or in front of my mentor unless I'm clear on whether they're shark, whale, dolphin, urchin. Now, what does that mean? That means you have to spend more time discovering about your prospect, who they are. Some of you don't even know your friends and family that well. You may not even know your spouse that well or your significant other that well, because you haven't spent time discovering who they are, finding out about them. Does that make sense? Some of you don't even know who you are personally. You don't even know if you're shark, whale, urchin, dolphin. So get to know your prospects. And when you introduce us to your prospect, always let us know ahead of time, in advance. It could be through a text, Facebook message, phone call. Hey, Anil, I'd love to introduce you to my best friend, Bob. He's a CEO of a multi-million-dollar company. He races cars. He's a humanitarian. And he loves having fun. So when we speak to them on the phone or meet them, we know exactly what their HUD buttons are. So when we meet with Bob, because we know he's a CEO, he loves racing cars, he loves having fun, he's a humanitarian, I know exactly what to talk about. You know what I'm not going to talk about? I'm not going to talk about urchin stuff. Because obviously, Bob is not a facts and figures person. Does that make sense? So you're not going to hear me say to Bob, hey, Bob, when we're done, I'm going to sit down with you and go over the comp plan. Because Bob's going to look at me like, are you insane? I hate facts and figures. What I'm going to talk to Bob about, hey, Bob, look at it. Hey, man, what kind of cars do you race? I love fast cars. Or, hey, Bob, talk to me about what you do as a humanitarian, because I love serving people and giving back. Please. And how does it feel being a CEO of a multi-million-dollar company? I'd love to learn about that, because I'm the CEO of my own company within my own business. You know, I'm building an empire as a CEO of my own business. So can you talk to me about that? I'd love to learn about you. So you see how Bob and I now start bonding. Because he's not an urchin. Because you told me nothing about Bob that he likes facts and figures. Does that make sense? So ladies and gentlemen, I know some of you are having aha moments now and breakthroughs. You're like, wow, I need to go back to my list. I need to go back to those people I've been talking to over the years about my business, and I need to apologize to them because I didn't spend time getting to know them. I really don't know them because one, I didn't introduce them effectively to my mentor and the person I'm working with. Two, I spoke to them about things that have no importance to them, so I totally lost them in conversation. No wonder they didn't take a look at what I'm up to. No wonder they didn't partner with me. No wonder there was a awkwardness between them and my mentor when I introduced them. Wow. Wow. Light bulbs are going off now. Does that make sense, ladies and gentlemen? So when you're using the script, whether you're talking to the prospect or whether you're talking to your mentor, you always want to make sure that you understand shark, whale, dolphin, urchin. And for those of you who have teams that are struggling with this, you want to make sure they watch this training because it'll help them to improve in their business, which will make them money, which will double and triple your income. Does that make sense? So say the above in any conversation and you cover all types of people you meet. Very, very important. Now, here's the second part of our training. Just because someone is a shark, whale, urchin, or dolphin doesn't mean they don't have what I call Achilles tendons. There's a dark side to these personalities, okay? And you really want to watch it, especially for those of you that are starting to figure out who you are. So let's start. Sharks are usually aggressive. They're not great listeners, impatient, offensive, do not care about empowering or saving others. And whales drive them nuts because whales are usually the opposite of sharks, okay? In fact, when you look at the nature of things, for those of you that watch a Discovery Channel or you're big into nature, usually the shark, their greatest enemy next to man is the whale, okay? For example, how many of you know a great white, the only enemy beside man they have in the wild is a killer whale, okay? So great whites, they can be destroyed by a killer whale. So they don't really like hanging around killer whales, right? So sharks, those of you that are sharks that are on the Zoom right now, do you see how you can be? And some of you are laughing. Have you ever been impatient with anyone? Maybe you're a shark in your relationship and maybe your spouse is a whale. Have you seen how you have been impatient with your spouse? For some of you. Now, understanding this about yourself as a shark doesn't mean you should continue being this way. Even myself, I am dominant shark. I've had to work on this for many, many years. I have had to learn how to be not aggressive when dealing with dolphin, whales, and urchin. I have learned how to become a great listener. It's one of the hardest things I've had to work on is being a great listener, because sharks are not great listeners because they just want to barrel through conversations. They just want to dominate a conversation. You know, just think about a great white or a tiger shark or a hammerhead swimming in the ocean. They just barrel through things, right? And they come out of nowhere and start chomping on things, right? Does that make sense? So do you see, if you're a dominant shark, how you can be that way in your relationships or with your family or with your business partners? Have you ever been offensive? Now, here's the interesting part. Sharks, we don't know we're being offensive. I'm very straight up. I'm very direct. I am black and white. I challenge the status quo. I'm in your face about your life and business. A lot of people take that as offensive. They don't look at it as Anil being loving and caring, and he's getting in my face about life, and he's getting in face about my excuses. No, a lot of people think of me as offensive, right? And I've had people say that to me. Anil, you're in my face, man. Back off. And I'm like, really? I love you. I care about you. I'm concerned about your well-being. No, you're being aggressive. Mind your business. Back off. If I need your help, I'll ask for it. I'm like, okay. So even sharks, a lot of the times, ladies and gentlemen, can be misread. Here's an example of a shark where a shark can be misread. Do you know that not all sharks are dangerous? No. There's a shark called a whale shark, and it's one of the most docile animals in the ocean. Yet it's still considered a shark. Do you know you can swim with a whale shark and it won't hurt you? Well, it's pretty huge, so you have to be a good swimmer. So not all sharks are dangerous. Yet, these are some of the downfalls of being a shark. So it's very important to understand this moving forward, that you may have some of these traits. And as you deal with your family, as you deal with your spouse and significant other, as you deal with your business partners, as you deal with your prospects, be aware of this. Be aware of this. Because you may have to do a training and the room is full of whales, urchins, and dolphins. And maybe there's one or two sharks, because usually sharks, they're the top performers in network marketing and multi-level marketing and direct sales, and they're not a lot of them. There's a few of them in companies. So if you're a shark on the stage, that's your dominant quality, and you're talking to whales, urchins, and dolphins, you need to make sure your presentation, your training caters to them. It can't be all shark, or else you're going to lose them. Now, if you're in a training that's dominant shark, unleash. Because sharks, we love blood in the water. We love blood in the water. And for those of you that know the movie Apocalypse Now, remember Robert Duvall on the beach in Vietnam? He wakes up in the morning and he goes, oh, I love the smell of napalm in the morning, right? So that's sharks. We love blood in the water. We love going toe-to-toe with people. We love trainings around leadership. And for those of you that are part of the company I'm with, GWT, we love when our CEO does forensic training. We love it. It's like we can sit in the audience all day at an Anthony Robbins conference, or anything that gets in our face about creating wealth and driving nice cars and living in big homes and having big, massive businesses and big bank accounts. We love that kind of, and we love conversations about taking on the opponent and going toe-to-toe with our competition. We love those conversations. However, get us in a product training with a company and we're bored. Get us in an information training at a seminar, we're bored. We're like, yeah, I'm going to go to the bar and have some drinks. I'm going to go to the slot machines. I'm going to go shopping. I know I've done it at conventions. I've been at conventions with 20,000 people, and someone gets on the stage and they're boring me to death with facts and figures. I'm like, I look over to the person next to me, my buddy, and I go, hey, you want to go grab a couple of drinks? Yeah, this guy's boring me to death. And he may be the CEO. He may be the, the best trainer in the company, but he's not speaking to my listening as a shark. So I'm bored. Okay? So let's move forward. Whales. Whales, whales, whales. Whales are busy saving the world that they remain broke. They're terrible with money. They have a terrible, terrible relationship with money. They rather see others succeed before they themselves. Does this remind you of anybody? Am I touching the nerves of the whales on the training? Now, this is not a negative. This is just to help you be aware of you being a whale. Now, whales, when you think about whales in the wild, again, usually when you see them, they're all scarred up. They have cuts and bruises. They usually run into the propellers of ships. They get beached because they're not paying attention to what's going on. They run into trouble. And so whales are genuinely more focused on external sometimes, rather than their own safety, rather than themselves. Can you think of anybody? Do you know anybody who's a whale that they're so focused on saving the world and helping their families and taking care of, they get involved in their brother's marital affairs because they want to fix that marriage, or they want to give back to the community, or they set up drives to fundraise, or they do stuff with their schools or their churches. Do you know any people like that? But when you look at their lives, their home's in disarray, their kids are in disarray, the home's a mess. They're not paying attention to their lives because they're so busy saving other people and saving the world. They don't even pay attention to their own finances. If you ask a whale, so how's your finances? They get upset. And they say stuff like, mind your own business. Don't ask me about my finances. Yet when you look at their bank accounts, it's always in the negative, or they're always getting NSF checks because they're writing checks or putting stuff on their account, but they don't pay attention to their finances. So companies are withdrawing money out of their accounts, but there's no money. So those are the whales. And they're so focused on other people succeeding that they don't pay attention to themselves. These are the ones that will take their teams out and pay for dinners and throw functions. And they pay for all of it. And they don't even ask their teams to contribute. Or they take clients out for coffees and lunches and dinners, and they pay and they pay and they pay and they pay. And eventually they don't even have any money to spend in their business anymore. So they end up going bankrupt in their own business, and so they can't continue building their own businesses. So you want to pay attention to this, those of you that are whales. And usually whales are the ones that need to learn how to be more of a shark. And usually sharks drive whales crazy, right? So look at this whales, those of you that are dominant whales. Very important. And again, it doesn't mean anything's wrong with you. It doesn't mean you need fixing. You just need to pay attention to this in your own life. Now, the dolphins, the fun ones on the Zoom. Those of you that barely got on the Zoom today because you were out all night, or maybe you're hungover, or you just got home from the club, right? You know who I'm talking about. The dolphins. They party too much and are always tired, late to events. There are some dolphins, I promise you, the majority of the people that missed the Zoom today are dolphins. You know, they're late to events, they miss events. They're loud and boisterous. They lose respect of people over drinking and partying and foul language. Do you know any of these? You know, we call them affectionately the truckers in our business because they cuss like a trucker, right? This is something you really, really want to watch because this can hurt your business adversely. Adversely. Now, here's another thing, and I'm going to hit a nerve here. Usually the dolphins are also the smokers because they run on adrenaline. They live on the edge. They're always impatient, antsy, nervy. So they need cigarettes and other forms of narcotics to keep themselves calm and relaxed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me share something with you right now. When you look at top performers in any business, CEOs, top income earners, usually they're pretty clean cut. They don't smoke. They're not offensive when dealing with people. And they watch their behavior because they know it can affect their businesses adversely. I'll tell you right now, I'm a dominant shark whale, and I have some dolphin and urchin in me because I'm working on those qualities to be better. However, dolphins turn me off. They do. Now, it doesn't mean that if you're a dolphin, I don't like you. It just means when it comes to dolphins, I usually limit my association with dolphins. Why? Because they embarrass me. I would not take a dolphin to a very important meeting because I know they're going to open their mouth and say something that can turn a prospect off. Or maybe they may come sit in on a presentation and they have cigarette smoke smell on them, and that can turn a client off. Dolphins usually cost their businesses a lot of money, and they don't know why they struggle in their businesses. They don't. I've had conversations with dolphins over the years who have come to me and asked me, hey, Anil, I'm having a challenge building my business, and I don't know what it is. I'm very good as a speaker. I have a strong presence. I understand the business. And when I say to them, well, can I have a candid, straight up talk with you? And they go, F yeah, right? I'm like, well, there is one reason right there. You use the F word a lot in your conversation. You swear all the time. In fact, I've heard you swear on stage. I've seen you swear in front of your clients. I've seen you smoke and come in the room and people don't want to be near you because you have cigarette smoke all over you. Or, and again, don't take this the wrong way, ladies and gentlemen. For some of you that smoke pot, When you walk in a room, do you know how difficult it is to get rid of pot smell? It's in your clothes, it's in your skin, it's in your hair, and it's in the room. And I've had people come up to me, and I've hung around leaders who smoke pot. And I've had their team come up to me and go, Neil, can you speak to so-and-so? Because they stink of cigarette smoke and pot, and I will not do business with them. I will not have them in my home. I will not have my children around them. I will not introduce them to my prospect because it's embarrassing. And I've had conversations with those dolphins about that behavior. And they were totally shocked. They were like, oh my God, I didn't realize it. I stink of cigarette smoke and pot. And I'm like, yeah. And here's another thing, ladies and gentlemen. And I know I'm hitting the nerve here with some of the dolphins. When you smoke pot or whatever, you also have to worry about your breath. Very important, because remember, we're in a people business. We're dealing with people all the time. And remember, in network marketing, multi-level marketing, and direct sales, you're constantly being judged by your appearance, your body odors, your breath. All of those things are very, very important. Maybe in other industries, it doesn't matter. Maybe if you're a construction worker, nobody cares if you smell, nobody cares if you smoke because it's part of the industry. Maybe if you're a lawyer, people don't care. Maybe if whatever. In other industries, it does not matter. In this industry, you're under a massive, massive, massive microscope. So it's very, very important. I'll tell you what I do personally. So I'm aware of this because I'm not really strong on the dolphin aspect, okay? With all my events, with all my meetings, when I'm meeting a client, I always have in my bag Listerine, gum. I will even bring an extra toothbrush in my bag. I will go brush before every meeting. For those of you that are part of my team, I know some of you are laughing because you've seen me gargling or whatever. I will always make sure and shower before a meeting. I will make sure I don't do anything at all to impact my business in the room, outside the room. And here's what's even more important, ladies and gentlemen, how I impact somebody else's business, somebody else's team. I would hate to walk into a meeting or be in a presentation where my behavior impacts another person's business. This is huge, huge. It's for us as dolphins, or for those of you that are dolphins, huge. I do not swear in front of my prospects. In fact, for some of you who know this about me, who have known me for years, I don't even party sometimes with my prospects or my team. Why? Because dolphins turn people off based on our behavior. I would hate to drink too much and misbehave in front of my team and lose all credibility. Because here's one thing about network marketing, direct sales, and multi-level marketing, all of you really need to understand it right now. Once you lose your credibility and the respect of people, it's gone. Once you lose your credibility and the respect of people, it is gone. You will never get it back again because they will remember you misbehaving at the party. They will remember you being offensive. They will remember you turning off their prospects. And the credibility is gone. Gone. And I'd rather not go to parties. I'd rather not go to clubs. I'd rather not hang out with my team and miss some fun than lose the credibility, because that will cost me millions and millions of dollars. And I know some of you are dolphins, you're getting this. And I want to commend you for not being offended, because I'm not saying this to offend you. I really want you to get this training today. So that one, you can continue being a dolphin, be fun, dress in bright colors, be the life of the party. We need you guys in our business. However, you need to watch this. You have to pay attention to this. Look I love my CEO and senior vice president. I love them. And I've hung out with them on the beach. I've been on resorts with them. I've been in closed rooms with them. I've had private conversations with them. We've had meals together. And they are dolphins in a lot of respect. However, I have so much respect for my CEO and senior vice president because they know when to turn it on and when to turn it off, and they know how to behave themselves in public. However, when I'm one-on-one with them, because we have that respect and camaraderie, they can let their hair down and be themselves. However, when they're with others, when they're with their teams, when they're with prospects, they watch their dolphin behavior, especially the negatives. So, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of top people in the industry have dolphin in them, but they're very, very careful because they know some of their negative dolphin traits, or these traits mentioned here, can impact their businesses. And I know some of you are having aha moments and you're looking back now going, oh my God, that last party I was at with my team, no wonder my team's shrinking. No wonder people are not taking me seriously. Oh my God, I need to phone my team and apologize. I need to call some people because my behavior was unacceptable. I didn't realize I impacted them in such a manner. Wow, this is huge. So again, ladies and gentlemen, as we went through shark, whale, urchins, and dolphins with some of the traits that could be detrimental to your business, detrimental to your family, detrimental to your life, I really, really hope that all of you are present today to this. This is huge because moving forward now, you will know how to behave, you will know how to cater to the shark, whales, urchins, and dolphins in your life, and then you're gonna watch it with yourself with these traits. Now, urchin. Those of you that are urchins get into analysis paralysis. They're always analyzing. These are the ones that say, well, is your company legal? Or they'll say stuff like, well, I went online and Googled your company. Or they will say stuff like, well, are there any people making money in your company? They're always analyzing. What if the competition comes in and destroys you guys? These are the kind of comments that comes out of an urchin's mouth. They're busy gathering data and info rather than taking any action. So they get into what's called like research. They become Mr. and Miss research experts on the planet, okay? They're boring, low energy. They're skeptics. They rather see the glass half empty rather than seeing it full and overflowing and abundant. Everything in their life is about half empty glasses, okay? They're skeptics, like they're always looking at stuff sideways. And these are usually the ones that are not black and white in life. They have a lot of gray area. These are the people with the gray area. And they start their conversations with what if? What if? What if? Rather than let's go. I get it. This makes sense. Okay, they don't approach life that way. They get their office set up at home and very organized, except they have no sales. So they have a desk. They went to IKEA or Staples and they bought the best office system, the best laptop. They have the best cell phone. They have everything. They're all set up with their paper and pens. However, they haven't made one call. They don't have a list, but they have an amazing office. And they take a photo and post it on Facebook doing a selfie, okay? They're terrible people and interaction skills. They don't have good interaction skills. Usually, these are the ones that you have to draw out because when you're talking with them, they just stand there staring at you and you do all the talking, right? And so affectionately, they're called people that are social misfits. You know, they don't go out. They just go and get the mail and they stay in their house, or they don't like being on the subway. They don't like being on the bus. They don't like being in a crowded room. They don't go to parties. They actually stay away from gatherings. These are the ones in your team you can't even get out to functions because they're so terrified of being with other people. So these are the urchins in your life, ladies and gentlemen. And some of you on this Zoom are urchins. You know how I know that? Because you rather get on a training that's on a webinar or a Zoom rather than attending a public event in your own city. So your team doesn't see you. They don't even know who you are. Now, that doesn't mean you're not a top performer. You may be a top performer in your company or in your team, but people don't know who you are. So when your name's called at conventions or your name is recognized in a magazine or your name is called to get an award, you're not even in the room. And so the person on the stage is like, if Anil Ramtreater is in the room, can you please come up and claim your $100,000 check? Can someone check the bathroom for Anil Ramtreater? We want to give him the President's Cup. Has anyone seen Anil Ramtreater? And then people are looking at each other around the room saying, who is that person? And the majority of the room may be in your team, but they've never met you. They don't even know who you are because you're scared to show up at public events. So these are the urchins. So ladies and gentlemen, again, nothing's wrong with this. It's about effectiveness. Remember, the training today has nothing to do with morality. There is no right or wrong. It's about effectiveness. So don't feel bad if you have any of the traits of shark, whale, urchin, dolphin that you know that impact your life and your business and in not a positive way. These are things to watch out for. These are things to keep an eye on. These are things you may want to get rid of. Because usually you have two powerful and strong traits. I'm shark, whale. I am shark, whale. I have dolphin and urchin, except they're not big as shark and whale, because I find from my experience 20 years in the field, shark, whales get things done. Those two traits are usually the ones that get things done generally. However, I know for me to cater to the majority of people in the world, and mostly everyone I connect with and talk to, I must be able to speak to the listening of dolphins and urchins. So as much as I'm shark, whale dominant, I'm always working on my dolphin, urchin, always. So guess what I'll do? I'll go to parties, except I'll leave early. And I'll have 1 or 2 drinks, if not at all. And I leave early because I know past a certain hour of the evening, things get out of hand. And I don't want to be in that environment. Or I may go to a club and I may leave early because I know past a certain amount of drinks, things get out of hand. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, the police are out at certain hours of the night doing checks on the road for people who drink and drive, because usually the people that get DUI'd are dolphins. You're usually dolphins, right? So pay attention to that for those of you that have, had that happen to you, okay? So I'm aware of dolphin. And so recently in my life, I started wearing brighter colors. For those of you that notice me at meetings, I'm always well dressed. I've had to restructure my wardrobe. And I always get complimented on the way I dress because I'm learning how to be more of a dolphin. And urchin, I will sit in on compensation plan breakdowns. I will sit in when Mr. Rene Liao is breaking down a comp plan with someone from another company who's comparing their comp plan to the comp plan I currently use. I will sit in on those presentations and I will pay attention. I will be at all the tax training events. In fact, I am. And I've even done the tax training event myself numerous times, and I even have recorded versions of the tax training event for my clients and for people I prospect and for my team. Why? Because I'm learning how to be more of an urchin. So it's important, ladies and gentlemen, as you build your business moving forward from today, don't worry about what didn't happen or happened yesterday. Start your business new from today. Master the 4 personality types. Because these things are important to know about yourself with developing all 4 personality types. Everyone has 1 or 2 of the personality types as dominant. And I'm sure today you figured out who you are. Now, if you do not, ask your spouse or significant other or your family or your children or your co-workers or your best friends. They know who you are. They will tell you. Be clear on which personality types you are and work on and make, especially when the others are not strong. Like I said, I'm shark whale. So I constantly work on dolphin urchin. Now that doesn't mean I want to become a dolphin urchin because I'm effective being a shark whale. And usually in the top 5% of direct sales, network marketing and whales, it's shark whales that get the job done. When you look at any company, and from those of you that come from other companies, and are in a new one today, when you look back on your mentors and the top income earners in those companies you were part of, they were usually shark, whale dominant. Okay? So on your list, do you have a lot of shark and whales written down this morning? You should. Do you know of any more Anil Ramchariters in your life? Can you think of any more Miss Stacy Renatas in your life? You have to get them on the phone with us right away, because shark, whales usually get the job done in most network marketing, direct sales, and MLMs. Okay? Now, to be 100% effective, you must master appealing to all four personality types. I think I was very clear on that today. Very, very clear. And for those of you that I work with personally or that have me on Facebook and I chat with regularly, feel free to reach out to me if you still feel stuck after this training. If you're still not clear on who you are. In a conversation, I can definitely help you figure that out. Because I'm very gifted at spotting who you are, because I'm very in tune with people. And I can tell right away, like within 5 minutes meeting someone, who they are, whether they're shark, whale, urchin, dolphin, and I can tell right away because I'm very present and paying attention to people. And you can become the same too, okay? Now, here's what I want to do. Let me just back this up a little. So I want to, and Miss Stacy Renata, if you can assist me with this, I want to, in the chat, so just bear with me, everybody. I want to post something. Let me go to the chat. Okay, I want to post an attachment. So let me see here. Save chat, share file. Okay, I want to post a file, ladies and gentlemen, for all of you to get access to. Now you don't have to print this off or do this right now. I want all of you to get access to what's called Personality Plus. If you're on the internet right now, go to the internet and type in Personality Plus and download the PDF and do that exercise. That exercise will help you understand which personality you are. I just posted it in the chat as well, for those of you that want to grab it. So go in the chat in the Zoom and you will see the Personality Plus file. Now, basically what that simply means is I want all of you to do this test. And for fun, do it with your team, do it with your core leaders or your mastermind. For those of you that are part of accountability groups, do that with your leaders, with your mastermind, because your mastermind will obviously help you appreciate who you are. I always do this with my peers, the people that I consider as equals, or my mentors, because I really, really want to get dialed into which personality type I am, so I have myself figured out. The purpose of the Personality Plus is, one, it will help you figure out what personality traits you're dominant with if you're still confused, and two, it'll now help you to realize when you're speaking with people what to look out for. And it's a fun test. I do it like once every 6 months. I've done it for 20 years, once every 6 months, because remember, we're always advancing, we're always evolving. You know, at 47, I'm not the same person that I was when I was 37 or 27 or 17. So I'm a different human being today than I was last month, because we're always growing and evolving, okay? And remember, we're never the same, because the world is always transforming and changing and evolving. So are we, whether we like it or not. So the Personality Plus test will help you to really, really, really appreciate more about who you are. Now, when you've done the test, when you download the Personality Plus test and the PDF, there are instructions and rules. Okay, now just give me 1 second. I wanna go to the internet and post the one I actually want you to get. So just bear with me. I will come back to the presentation in a second. I just want to make sure I give you guys, I want to make sure you download the right Personality Plus test. So just bear with me. Personality Plus test. PDF. I'll post the link in the chat as well, so those of you that want to get the right one can get the right one. I'm going to give you the one that actually comes with instructions. So read the instructions before you do the test. Now, usually a lot of churches and religious organizations do this test with their members, which I think is very powerful because you get to understand yourself better. And a lot of people go to churches and organizations so they can, have a better quality of life. I just want to make sure I get you the right one. So just bear with me. I'm almost done. So for those of you that have any questions about this, start posting them in the chat so Miss Stacy Renata can see them, so she can actually ask me those questions. Okay, here's the one I'm looking for. So just bear with me. I'm going to go back to the chat. Wow, I'm blown away. I can use a Zoom. Okay, chat. Okay, I just posted it in the chat. And let's get out of the chat. And in reference to your question, Candy Smash, yes, you can be all 4 personality types. However, remember what I said in the training, you will usually be 2 dominant ones, okay? Now, if you can master being all 4 dominant ones, then you're a perfect human being. And there are no perfect human beings on the planet. God wish, I was a perfect human being. So when you're done with the training or the personality plus, you will now, in conclusion, fall into these 4 categories. With your strengths and weaknesses, you'll be either dolphin, remember sanguine, shark, choleric, whale, phlegmatic, and urchin, melancholic. So keep that in mind, okay? Based on the personality test, you will have 1 column with strengths, 1 column with weaknesses. Again, this is not negative or positive. This is just what it is. And the great part about your strengths is now you know what you're strong at. And what's great about being aware of your weaknesses is now you know where you can improve. It's that simple. So in conclusion, I'll pass it back to our amazing host from Australia, Miss Stacy Renata, one of our top ambassadors, and someone I have tremendous amount of respect for and a very good friend, to open up the Zoom now to any questions around personality types. So Ms. Renata, it's back to you.
Oh, wow. This is just amazing. You blew my mind, Anil. I have so many notes. I have listened to this before, but I have so many notes. And, I can see as the questions start to come through, because I've written a couple of them down. But, one thing that I really appreciate about the training tonight is the fact that even though you were raw, real, and to the point and maybe hitting nerves, you were doing it out of love. And the reason why you were doing this out of love, in my perspective, is because you really want us to be able to be successful in our business, to be able to identify each personality type. So a massive congratulations to you. So as the questions are starting to come through, I know we've answered Candies, can you be all 4? Yes, you can, but you can't be a perfect, what is it? You want to be a master of all 4, but that's like basically being superhuman, perfect with, superpowers.
Yes. Yes.
Look, I'm going to ask a couple of questions from earlier on. I guess, hang on, we'll start at the bottom, all right? Could you come back to the script to introduce to the mentor? So I would assume that if you can go back to that slide, so maybe people are actually wanting to screenshot it. I guess the question would be, is there a possibility that this could be uploaded into the LGWT, your presentation? Could it be uploaded into the LGWT if it isn't already?
Yes, it can be. And correct me if I'm wrong. By the way, Mr. Rene Liao already uploaded this training on our gwt.com. It's there. If you cannot find it, message me or message him. And Stacy, did we record the training today?
Yes, we have.
Okay, so everyone, Ms. Stacy Renata will convert this when the Zoom is over and post it in GWT family. So make sure you're in the GWT family Facebook group. If you're not, speak to your sponsor or your mentor and have them put you in there. And Stacy, if you can also post this in the GWT CDSC ambassador group as well, so that people can access it. I'd really appreciate that.
No problems at all. All right, let's get some questions happening in here. So one of the comments that I know I had written down is checking your behavior at the door for your business and other people's businesses when you were speaking about the different personality types. Yes. People are going to really get their, their mind's going to be blown, especially when they see this training. So one of the questions that has come through is, hang on, where is it? Is there an approach? So, and I get this question. This question's come in from Lise Dorch.
Yes.
Okay. And now, is there a cold approach that you would use to hit all 4 personality styles? So, do you understand that, or do you need me to explain it more?
Actually, I'm very happy, Lise George. I hope I pronounced your name properly, Lise. Brought this up. I was going to cover this in the training, and I forgot. Ladies and gentlemen, the best way to approach all 4 personality types is to ask people about themselves. And one of the questions I've asked over the years, and you may want to write this down, is, Bob, before I ramble on about myself, can you tell me about yourself? I would really love to learn about you. Like, tell me, what do you do? Tell me what you're up to in the world. Tell me what matters to you. Tell me what makes you jump out of bed in the morning. I'd really love to get to know you as a human being. When you come from that place, actually the terminology is called the discovery, where you actually discover about a person. When you say, hey, Bob, tell me about yourself before I tell you about myself. People in their conversations will give away if they're shark, whale, urchin, dolphin. Because when they talk about themselves, what matters to them and what they're up to, right away you can tell. For example, let's just say you contact me. I'm somebody on your list. And you go, hey, Anil, what you been up to? What's going on? Right away, I'm going to start telling you what I'm up to, because human beings, we love talking about ourselves. So I will say, man, I just came back from the Caribbean. I was there 3 months. I just earned regional ambassador with my company. I just came back I went on the track. I took a race car out. And you know what? Just this week, I had a meeting with my charity. We're looking to do some fundraising for the hurricane in the Caribbean so we can give back to all those amazing people. Right away, when I start sharing about myself, you should be making mental note. Wait a second. Anil races cars. He's involved in hurricane relief. He just came back from 3 months in the Caribbean. This guy is shark, whale, and he's got some dolphin in him, because he didn't mention anything about urchin. So to answer your question, Lise, ask people about themselves. One of the biggest downfalls of those people in network marketing, direct sales, and MLM is we're so always quick to pitch people on our business that we don't take the time to get to know them. Well, if you come from pitching people, how are you possibly going to know if they're shark, whale, urchin, dolphin? It's impossible. So you could be talking to someone and they're like yawning in their brain going, oh my God, I can't wait to get away from this person. So spend time with the discovery. In fact, for those of you that have been on some of my trainings, I say this all the time. Pretend you're walking around with duct tape and put duct tape over your mouth. Once you've asked someone about themselves, let the person talk. Let them open up and share about themselves. So Lise, I hope that answers your question.
I think that it's...
It did.
Okay, awesome.
There you go. Yes, it's answered. It's made it very, very, very simple, as opposed to asking what kind of questions would you ask a shark and then a whale and then a dolphin. It puts it all into one, right? So
yeah, because you don't know if you're talking to a shark. Like if you ran into me at a Starbucks, or you ran into me in a shopping mall, maybe you approached me because I'm sharply dressed. You may assume I'm a dolphin. So one thing you want to be aware of, ladies and gentlemen, write this down. I'm going to make a very powerful point right now, moving forward. Even I'm guilty of it. Write this down. Stick it on the fridge, stick it on your TV, stick it on your forehead, stick it on the bathroom mirror. I will stop prejudging people. I will stop. Because some of you in your life, you avoid approaching certain people because you think they're a certain personality type, and because you're the opposite, you avoid them. Well, these are the people that could come into your business and explode it. Look at, there are people in my current company, that have known me for years and never approached me about what we're up to. Never. They have known me for years. And for those of you that are part of GWT, have I done some work in the company? Yes, I have. Imagine if I was one of your personals, if I was in your team, what would your business look like? So we have people like that on our Facebook. We have people like that in our families. We have people like that in our lives. So you want to stop prejudging. I bet you if you saw me in a mall, walking through the mall in a suit, you may think I'm a dolphin. I am not. I'm a shark whale. What if you approach me and go, hey, sir, I really love your suit. Wow, you must be in fashion. You're very fashionable. Can you tell me a few things about yourself? Like, what do you do? Are you a family man? Like, what are you up to in the world? I'm fascinated. Can you please share with me? And if you came from that approach and I shared with you about myself, you'd quickly realize I'm shark whale. I'm not dolphin. Yet, seeing me in the mall in a nice suit with a bright shirt and a bright tie, you're probably thinking, this guy's a dolphin. Wrong. I'm not a dolphin. Dolphins drive me nuts. I'm a shark whale. So I really hope this helps you about discovery. Get to know people. Master asking questions. Master asking people about themselves. So anyway, I just want to share that, Stacy.
No problems at all. And while you're really hitting some really great points there, Neil, I wanted to chuck something back to all the participants in the group. Chuck it into the group chats, because I've taken all of the questions down, but chuck it down into the group chat, which personality type or plural, you are, and let's see some interaction here and see what you got written down. And while I put into another question here, while everybody's doing that, Anil, I've got another question. It said, this is from Winsbert, and he's saying, how do you handle people that don't want to share about themselves?
Well, usually those are urchins, right? Trust me, a shark, whale, dolphin wants to talk about themselves. So usually you're talking to an urchin because they're an introvert. Winsbert, I hope you grabbed that from the training. So which means you need to now be an urchin with that urchin. So if they're unwilling to share about themselves, one of the questions you can ask them is, hey, Bob, I can tell you're shy. I can tell maybe, I'm getting in your space a little. My apologies. I don't mean to offend. I would really like to get to know you as a person. So if you don't mind, can you share with me what you're up to? So urchins are usually the sensitive ones in our lives. So be gentle with urchins. Don't come on strong with an urchin, Winsbert. Because for those of you that deep sea dive and love the ocean, an urchin is a very delicate animal. Okay, usually it breaks apart very, very easily. That's why they have spines to protect themselves. They're very, very, very delicate. So be very gentle dealing with an urchin. Don't come on strong with an urchin. If you come on gentle with an urchin and you kind of coax them out like a turtle from a shell, they will open up to you. So I hope that helps you, Winsbert.
That's perfect. Look, I can see, Rebecca Roberts, that she's definitely a dominant shark and urchin. There's a little bit of everything. Not too sure if it's a good or a bad thing, but you know what? At least I think I could say this, and I'm sure Anil will agree. I think that's what you're meant to be. Is that right, Anil? Can you confirm that? You meant to be a little bit of everything, so you're well-balanced, well-rounded to be able to talk to as many people as possible. What's your opinion on that?
I totally agree, Ms. Renata. Yes, you want to take on the game and take on the journey of becoming all four. Now remember, you're dominant too. So when you do the personality plus test, it will help you appreciate, oh, I have to work on this. Or I don't have this at all in myself. Wow. For example, with me personally, over the years, the qualities I've had to work on as a person, being dominant shark whale, is I was a terrible listener. I was very impatient, even with myself and others, because sharks are very impatient. We don't have time for nonsense. We don't have, when someone comes up to me and says something, in my opinion, as a shark, stupid, I get offended with them. Now, it doesn't mean it's stupid. It's my interpretation. For example, if I'm at a meeting and someone comes up to me and go, so do you make money at this? That's a stupid question to a shark. Like, I want to tackle you right now and kick you out of the room. That's the feeling that comes up. It doesn't mean your question's stupid. It's a valid question. However, a shark's like, what are you? Did you just roll out of bed? Like, what kind of question is that? Because sharks, we want to hear questions like, hey, buddy, can you take me to the top of your company? Hey, can you show me how to make $20,000 a month? Hey, can you show me how to build a massive team in this business? Those are the questions we look out for. So over the years, Stacy, and for those of you listening, I've had to work on some qualities that I sucked at. I was impatient. I was a terrible listener. In fact, I came years ago, I hated everybody. I came from a world of hating people because I had the belief and the philosophy that everyone was in my life to use me and take advantage of me. And when they were done, they would kick me to the curb. And that's a shark trait. That's why you find sharks in the oceans usually swim alone. They don't swim with other sharks. Generally, they're loners. And so I came from that place where I had to work on that with myself. I was impatient. I wasn't a great listener. I didn't trust people. People to me were like, they walk around with dollar signs on their faces. It was close, 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 sign up, sign up, sign up. I didn't care what you had to say because you're going to get into my business. You were just a sale to me. And I had to get rid of those things to become a likable shark. So to answer your question, yeah, you can become shark, whale, urchin, dolphin if you don't have those qualities, but you have to definitely figure out what you're lacking, what you're missing, and then work on that.
You know what's beautiful about what you're saying there? It's like, for me, you know, in LA, I was a very dominant dolphin before I started. You know, I still have that trait of being a really huge party animal, and I'm a shark at the same time. But, you know, I get everything that you're saying here. You know, when you were speaking about it, and I could see people not really interacting a lot because maybe they were taking a couple of the things that you were saying personally. But
right.
I look at it from, I guess, Anil actually explained it in the very beginning of the webinar. You have to adjust your view and your focus, and you're going to have a wider scope, and not to be dogmatic about things, and look at things differently, and not just you know, just what your judgment is and what your opinion and what your perspective is on yourself. Check out what you can do for yourself by clicking on a link that is in the group chat to help yourself by doing the personality plus test, but also doing it, I think Anil explained, doing it every couple of months or so, but sharing it with your team as well, because I think we all got to grow together, and you know, some of it we're going to have to swallow a massive pill, but it's a good pill to swallow. Trust me, I know. I was there. I was a dolphin.
You know what, Stacy? Sorry to interrupt, but I just want to make a point. Hold your thought. Look at, ladies and gentlemen, you want Stacy Renatas in your business. Like the shark whales on the webinar, do not discount the dolphins, as much as they may irritate us at times. Because the dolphins are the ones that organize the boot camps. They organize the conventions. They organize the socials. They organize the barbecues. They organize the cruises. They organize the club hangouts. They are integral and very important part of our businesses, because I'm not going to do it. So you want to have dolphins in your business. However, just be aware of the traits of a dolphin that could impact your business negatively. All businesses need shark, whales, urchins, dolphins. They're a very integral part of our businesses. Just pay attention to the positives and the negatives. So I just wanted to add that, Stacey.
And that's where I'm glad you brought up that comment, or what you were just saying about that, because the downside of every single personality type that I've written just for myself is not like you're putting really massive pressure on yourself to change like overnight, because this is just it's a progressive thing. You've got to work on this, but also being aware of who you're surrounding yourself with. Would that be true statement, Anil?
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
You want to surround yourself with all personality types, because remember, I covered that in the beginning of the training. When you look at the top performers in network marketing, direct sales, multi-level marketing, they're usually dominant, shark, whale, but there are top urchins. There are top dolphins in business. I mean, Bill Gates is a dominant urchin. He's urchin, shark, whale, and dolphin is his least quality, right? So he's dominant, whale, urchin. He's a multi-billionaire. So, and like I said, I think Miss Stella Bassi asked this question too in the chat about if you're a dominant whale. Look at Princess Diana was a dominant whale. Mother Teresa is a dominant whale. Richard Branson is a dominant dolphin. Yet they were very integral parts of our society, and they created history. So yeah, you want to surround yourself with all four types in your business.
Fantastic, fantastic. So I'm going to scroll through the chats to see if there's any more questions. Guys, if you've got any more questions, drop them down. But while we're getting some more questions there, and we've got a lot of people saying, we've got Corona. She's actually saying she's mostly urchin, but a bit of a shark and a whale and a dolphin. We've got, and that's great. It's fantastic. We want that kind of interaction with everybody. So, you know the areas that you must work on yourself, but working on yourself as well, you're able to pick up the personality types from other people, all your prospects. So we've got Gwen. I think it used to be a dolphin. One who knows me would not recognize me. Rebecca, obviously, she's saying sharks are impatient. I have to agree. Wow. Okay. Lisa's saying she's a bit of everything. I can't see any more specific questions unless we've got people that wish to put their hand up. They might have something to share.
And Stacy, if I could just add something as well.
For sure.
I can go on and on about this training because it's one of my favorite, because this is what gave me the breakthroughs I needed in my life and business, ladies and gentlemen, to become a top performer. Because some of you know, I used to stutter. I came from being very shy. I was never in front of the room. And today, I love training and presenting. So as you identify what traits you're strong with, step up in the areas of your business that you're not stepping up in. For example, if you find you're a dominant urchin whale, you should be participating in the company trainings and boot camps, because you could do the comp plan training, or you could do this training. This training today should be handled by an urchin, right? Because it has to do with details and stuff like that. Now, I'm a dominant shark whale, but I'm doing it. Why? Because I'm a leader and I'm working on my urchin side. So I decided, I was actually asked last minute to do this training because our senior vice president and some of our top leaders are in the West Coast Alberta market right now in Canada. So I stepped up. Well, this is me plugging into my urchin side because I'm developing to be more of an urchin. So for those of you on this Zoom that are not stepping up in your business, especially around doing company presentations and trainings or boot camps or speaking at your convention, here's your chance, especially now that you're figuring out what your personality traits are and what you're strong in. Stop hiding out. Stop staying at home. Stop just getting on Zooms and webinars. You should be visible at your local events. Use your traits to serve. Use your qualities to empower and bless and benefit people now that you're getting in touch with that. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. It does. It does. I have some more questions coming for you before we go in, because I know a couple of people started early.
Sure.
Got on. I'll go
Sure.
on later now. I just wanted to quote some of the things that you said. This is going to be really freaky for you, Anil, because you'll be like, oh my God, she actually remembers all of this stuff. Um, Trust me, this is gold. If you got a pen and a paper, write this down. Nobody cares about what you have to say unless they care about what you say. Being a master will improve your quality of life. Here's a question for you, Anil. We've got Masuda asking, how does one fix things that we find out about ourselves, or mostly a negative, like they've. I guess the question is, how do we cope or manage or get through our own findings of ourselves? You know, like when we find something about our personality trait or our type, right?
Right.
And it's negative. How would you be able to give an opinion about how somebody could go through that? Does that make sense?
Yes. Very good question. Very, very powerful question. Ladies and gentlemen, I am no different than you. You know, I'm a human being as well, and I put my pants on one leg at a time, and when I take them off, I leave them on the floor. So I'm not superhuman. So going to your question, Masuda, here's a few tips, okay? When you find out things about yourself you don't like, remember, we're not trees. We're not stuck where we are. We can move, okay? So one good thing about human beings is we're not stuck in any situation. We're not victims. So here's a statement I want to make to all of you. And I want all of you to be present to this right now. Nothing is wrong with you. You're all whole, complete, and perfect in your life because you got this far. You're all whole, perfect, and complete in your life because you got this far. If there's anything about yourself you want to improve on, here are some of the steps that I've done over the years. Speak to your mentors. If you're not speaking to your mentor daily, you are missing out on a lot. I speak to my mentors every single day, and I have personal coaches I speak to daily. Okay? That's one. If you're not talking to your My Five, or especially in our business, in our company, if you're not connecting with your My Five daily, start doing that. 1. 2, go do self-improvement and personal development courses. There are a lot of them that are free. They're on YouTube. You can watch them all day long. For those of you that are on my Facebook, I'm constantly in a mode of personal development. I've spent over $300,000 on myself over the years, and here's why. You guys ready? Because I'm worth it. In order for me to become who I am today and to be useful to the human race and to the planet and the universe, because at one point of my life I was useless, I had to become someone that loved myself. I had to raise my internal self-worth. So if you feel that there are negative things about yourself, it's because you have a low self-worth. You need to raise the value you put on yourself. You must feel that you bring to the planet gold. You must feel that you contribute to the planet. You must feel that you contribute to your family and friends and your business partners. You got to get to that place. Because if you don't, you're devaluing yourself. So speak to your mentors. Go do self-improvement courses. Okay, if you want to reach out to me, I'm not going to mention this on the Zoom. I can recommend some, and a lot of them are free. And a lot of them have made a difference in my life. It got me past my stuttering. It got me feeling, getting me past that low feeling of lack of self-worth. It got me to a point where I felt that I deserve everything life had to offer, and then I took all out massive action on it. Okay, I had to get to that place because I didn't come from a life of people telling me I'm all that and a bag of chips. Okay, I've hung around people in my life that made me feel worthless. And until I got to that place of feeling that I am amazing, I'm beautiful, I'm whatever, only then was I able to contribute to the planet and to the universe and to people's lives. So I want you getting to that place as well. Okay, so speak to your mentors, do self-improvement. And remember, if you feel that there are aspects of you that are not strong, do that personality plus test with your mentors, with your accountability group, with your team, and speak to your mentor about it and go, hey, look I did the personality plus test, and here's what I came up with. Please assist me to work on these qualities and point out these qualities to the person and go, look at, I really want to work on being patient. I want to become a great listener. I want to work on being consistent. I want to stop being a procrastinator. Please. Now, here's one tip I'm going to give all of you. This is gold. Okay? This is gold. Usually, we hang around and gravitate towards people who have the qualities we don't have. It's a human trait. So if you're dating or married or hanging out with someone, is because they have qualities you don't have. Hence the term, you complete me, you're my soulmate, right? So speak to the people in your life that you know have those qualities you want. And here's the thing, give them permission. Give them permission to hold you accountable and call you on those things so you develop those qualities. So if you lack patience, if you are a procrastinator, if you have low self-worth, speak to the people in your life that have those qualities and have them empower you to develop those qualities. That's what I did. I went to the people in my life that were great listeners, that were very patient, that were powerful, that were great speakers, that didn't stutter, that were not shy. And I begged them to work with me. In fact, I even packed my bags and went and lived with them. I got on airplanes and I traveled to different countries and went and lived with these people to learn from them. That's what I did. I took it a step further. Not only did I speak to them, I went and lived with them. I followed them around. I shadowed them. Now, I wasn't a stalker. I asked them permission. But I was so engulfed in mastering myself that I did that. I went the extra mile. In fact, I went on the road and traveled all over the world, hanging out with those people to learn from them. And for those of you that know me really well, you know I'm never missing from company events. I'm never missing from company conventions. I'm never missing from company trainings. Why? Because the people running those trainings are people I want to learn from. So hence why I'm never missing from them and I hang around them, because I'm not really paying attention to what they're saying. I'm not paying attention to what they're saying. I'm paying attention to how they're being. So when I went to conventions and trainings over the years, I went to learn from and master how people were being, not what they were saying. Because let's face it, it doesn't matter what company you're in. Do we need to sit through a 3-day convention to learn how to sell product and sign people up? No, we don't. That's a 20-minute conversation. Why are we there for 3 days? We're there for 3 days to get our minds straight, our attitudes straight, our feelings about ourselves straight, and then mastering how we communicate and connect and impact the people we talk to. We're not there for 3 days on how to move product. Nobody needs to sit through a convention for 3 days on how to move product. We're there to master ourselves. So I just wanted to say that, Masuda. Very good question. I appreciate you asking that question. Remember the points I covered today, and just now I'm going to repeat them. Speak to your mentors. Do self-improvement seminars. Most companies have them actually internally with the leadership. And hang around people that have the qualities you want and speak to them and say, look, I really want your help and assistance developing the qualities you have, because I don't have those in myself yet. So I just wanted to say that, Stacey.
Wow, jaw drop kind of moment right there. That was extremely powerful, and I gotta agree with you. All the 3 steps that you've mentioned definitely builds that rhino skin that everybody needs to be able to deflect the self-doubt and the self-negative talk that we do for ourselves, and even the people that are external to us, people that are giving us their opinions and everything. So personal development, I'm big on that. So our line is literally blowing up there. I'm sure you're checking it out right now, but I know we've got Masuda. She's saying, thank you. I love to have personality like Mr. Anil. And I don't see around me how to find such a person. So what we're saying, Masuda, is, because Masuda sent this privately over to me. So what he's basically saying is that, find those people. You've got amazing My 5. Whoever's in your My 5, your sponsor would have, placed 5 of the top trainers income earners into your business, into your My5 group, and speak to each and every single individual. These people are your mentors. You can contact them daily, catching up with them, quick a 5-minute voice messages, or even text message, a quick phone call or a Zoom call. All of these people are here to be able to help you, and I know it answers a few questions above as well that I've got privately from people. Is you might not be able to, you might not have a My5. You really need to speak with your sponsors to be able to get that set up with you, and there might be some that you might not get along with, and that's okay. That's why we have a My5, because you can work with.
And
yeah,
Stacey,
please take it away.
Yes, very good reminder, Stacey. I love it. And pardon me for interrupting you. You obviously can tell I'm a shark. So, and I don't mean that in any way. I just want to hit on the points as you bring them up, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the thing, okay? And I want all of you present with me right now, okay? Really, really focus right now. When you make the statement, you don't know who to reach out to, or you don't know who your My5 is, or you don't have people surrounding you, maybe where you live or in your city or your country, that's your whale urchin showing up. Okay, so be present to that. Okay, that's your whale urchin showing up, because a shark dolphin doesn't have that feeling. I'll explain what I mean. Okay, technology has brought the planet so close together right now. You can go on YouTube and you can watch any audio by any top trainer. Yesterday, I spent most of the day looking at Will Smith. I went through his library of videos on YouTube. For those of you that are on my Facebook, I even posted one about dealing with fear and overcoming fear. Yesterday, I spent time watching videos by other trainers. So when you say you don't have a My5, or you don't know how to reach out to your mentors, you're being whale urchin. So watch it. Because remember, the personality type of whale urchin, which means, okay, and here's the breakthrough conversation, which means you need to start taking on shark dolphin traits. Because think about it. Think about it. Does a shark dolphin not know who their My5 is? I promise you not. I know my My5 really, really well. And some of my My5 in my personal My5 are thousands of people from me. You think Mr. Reza Mesgalu is direct to me? No, he's not. He's like countries and hundreds of people away from me. Because remember, the company I'm with, GWT, has been around 12 years. I've only been a part of it for just over 2. So he was in the company 10 years before me. So he has thousands and thousands of people and countries between me and himself. Well, you know what? Last night I spoke with him. We've been speaking all week. So I make it a note to get to know my My5. I reach out to them. I make sure the whale urchin side of me doesn't prevent me from reaching out to them. So here's some points. Get a hold of GWT. Call GWT Monday morning. They're open at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Speak to someone in the department and say, look, I would love to know who's in my My5. They will tell you, because they know. And then you reach out to them, or the company will have them reach out to you. But here's what I want to recommend. Do not let the whale urchin prevent you from responding. Because there are some of you, your My5 has made efforts with you and you have not reciprocated. You have not responded. Because they may be, for the whales urchins, they may be shark dolphin dominant, and that rubs you the wrong way. Well, ladies and gentlemen, remember the lesson today. The lesson today is become all 4 personality types. You may have to become shark, dolphin, somewhat, to appeal to the shark dolphin. If your My5 is mostly shark dolphins and you're a whale urchin, then you may need, as Stacey nicely reminded all of you, adjust your belief system, adjust your opinion of them. Don't take their mentorship to you as the wrong way. They're not talking down to you. They're not belittling you. They're not making you feel less of a person. They want to empower you. However, if you come from that whale urchin listening, your listening is whale urchin, then your listening of a shark dolphin could be offensive. It may come across offensive, but it's not. It's not. Like, look at, ladies and gentlemen, today I poured out my heart to you. I gave you love, unconditional love, because I want all of you to have explosive businesses. I spoke to you today from a dominant shark place. Now I know I may have rubbed you some of you the wrong way because you're dominant whale urchin. But that's not how I'm being with you. That's your interpretation of how I'm being. Because that's your read of shark dolphin all the time. Shark dolphins offend you. So the whale urchins on the Zoom, if you're not reaching out to your My5, if you don't know your My5, if you don't know who your mentors are in your business, or you don't know who your sponsors are, or the people that are available to empower you, get to know them. They want you to have explosive businesses because you are part of their business. Why would they not want you having a big business? Because they get paid on that. It's a logical conversation. Does that make sense? So your My5 want to know you. You're just not allowing it. So reach out to GWT. And for those of you that are from another network marketing company and you're on the Zoom, reach out to your company head office on Monday. Reach out to the leaders, get to know them, and work with them because they want you to have an explosive business. You're just not allowing it. So just be present to that. Okay, just be present to that because the world is so close today that you can get a hold of anyone. You're talking to me right now, and I'm in the Canadian Toronto marketplace. And I promise you, Stacy's in Australia. She can reach me anytime. And she's not even directly in my money or in my team. Yet, Stacy, tell me and tell everybody, can you reach me?
Oh, absolutely. Because I make sure I get there to you.
Right, exactly. And you're dominant dolphin. And of course you have shark because you're fun, as you know, as all of us can tell. Stacy is fun. Look at her. She stepped up today in the Zoom because our host couldn't be on because of bad internet in the Caribbean. She's definitely dolphin. But would you agree, ladies and gentlemen, what a blessing to have Stacy Renata in our business because we need the dolphins. And look, she stepped up, she fulfilled in her role today, and what a blessing. What a blessing to have her in our lives. And I'm so privileged and honored to be working with her. So remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a whale urchin and you're having a challenge with reaching out to your mentors, your My5s, the people that can be there for you, take a look at that. That's where your breakthrough is going to happen. So Stacy, I'll pass it back to you.
Oh my God, an atomic bomb just dropped over the Zoom call. Seriously, it just went nuts, insane on that one. And so many messages are coming through. We've got Lisa saying, thank you so much. It's why she loves GWT. You know, Rebecca's saying, you know, we're all working towards one purpose. And Teresa is saying, Anil, I've heard you do this before, and today I got the most out of the training on this topic. I have never felt offended, but rather happy to know who I am and my strengths and my weaknesses. Thank you. Wow, that was a very powerful message. Teresa, we've got Rebecca's also saying, should work with anyone. It doesn't matter if you're in a team or not. See, this is the beautiful thing about our culture that we have in our business. It doesn't matter whether you're 20 generations deep, 1,000 generations deep, if you're cross-line, up-line, down-line, wherever you are in the world, across 170 countries, every person is here to help you. And look, we are 1 minute away from closure. Anil, I am going to hand this call back to you for any last final words of wisdom, because you've just absolutely blown up tonight's call. I'm excited. It's midnight here in Australia, and I'm not going to sleep tonight because of this. So any final words from you, our amazing regional ambassador?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm spent. You know, I gave all of you 200% of myself today because I really, really want all of you having the breakthroughs around where you need breakthroughs in order to have an amazing life, an amazing business. Remember, our training today wasn't just about money, because who cares? Who cares if you have millions, live in a mansion, and you have, you know, exotic cars parked on your driveway if you're unhappy, if you don't feel fulfilled, if you feel incomplete? Who cares? We want you to have a quality of life. Success to me is having balance in all 4 areas of life, in health, wealth, relationships, and spirituality. That to me is true success. True success is not money, it's not a pin, it's not a rank, it's not anything like that. So that's how I live. I live having all 4 pillars in my life perfectly balanced to the best of my ability. And if I'm lacking in one, I'm working on it because I know it spills over into the others. So today our training was about that. It was for you to have the breakthroughs necessary to take your life and game to the next level and the next level and the next level. Look it, I haven't slept in days. I'm in tremendous, excruciating pain. However, I made sure I was on my training today because I love all of you. I love the ownership of the company we're in. I've never experienced this like in 20 years in my experience in the field. As you can all tell, I'm a serious player. This is not a hobby for me. My life is not a hobby. I don't go quietly in the night. I am someone, I'm here to make a statement. I'm here to make a difference on the planet. I'm here to leave a positive impact in the universe. So I am not open to fooling around. I'm not open to messing around, especially when it comes to my personal life and my business. I'm non-negotiable around that. And so today, thank you for allowing me to be myself. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being attentive. Thank you for focusing on the training today. Here's what I want to recommend in conclusion. Go out there. Have fun with the training today. Create a game. See how many people you can connect with. See how many conversations you can have where you actually listen and discover about the person to find out whether they're shark, whale, urchin, dolphin. Moving forward, do not have any conversation in your life unless you're playing that game. Do not, because it will help you to improve the quality of your life with your interactions with people. Some of you, your dating life is going to improve. Your marriage is going to improve. Your relationship with your children is going to improve. That sister or that brother or that mother or that father you haven't spoken to in years is going to improve. You're going to pick up the phone today and call these people and apologize for how you've been with them. Because now you understand who you were dealing with, because their personality type is not yours. And now you're going to become a humanitarian. Now you're going to open up in your love. Now you're going to expand with your space to let those people into your life, because some of you have cut people out of your life. Some of you have ended relationships because those people were not your personality type. That is a terrible place to live. Terrible. So please be present with my conversation. Go out there, make a difference. Don't make it just about money and business. Connect with people on a human level. And I promise you, I absolutely promise you, you connect with people on that level, everyone will want to do business with you. Everyone is going to want to become your customer because they will love you because of how they feel with you, how you make them feel in your presence. They will gravitate towards you because now you have become magnetic. Now your vibration and frequency is at a high level, and you're going to draw these people to you because of how you're being. So ladies and gentlemen, this is a very powerful training. I thank all of you for listening to me today. I love all of you. All of you know that. I'm going to go back to bed right now because I need sleep. I haven't slept. I'm probably going to take a couple of painkillers and sleeping pills because I really need rest. I want to thank Ms. Stacy Renata for being such an awesome host and stepping in last minute with her dolphin shark. I really love that. And of course, you have whale and urchin. Definitely. She wouldn't be part of our LCG and one of our top female ambassadors out of Australia if she wasn't. So I love all of you. I look forward to getting the feedback from all of you in the field. This training is going to be uploaded once it's converted. So look for it. Re-watch it over and over and over and over. Watch it with your team. Watch it with your leaders. Really create that community in your business where people are working on themselves and having the breakthroughs around the personality types. I promise you, it's going to transform your business. It's going to transform your life. It's going to transform your income. It's going to transform your production. So on behalf of the leadership here at GWT, my name is Anil Ramtreter. I'm a regional ambassador, dominant shark, dominant whale, some dolphin, some urchin, right? I love all of you. Thank you for spending your Saturday with me. I want to wish all of you a wonderful weekend, and I look forward to seeing all of you on my next training. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much, Anil, and get well very, very soon. That is our phone call. Well, that's our Zoom call for tonight, this evening. That's a wrap. We're going to get this